we're going to get into some serious algorithm stuff. So
okay, let's hear it.
If you're posting the same thing on Facebook and Instagram,
Yeah.
if you post it on Instagram and it shares to Facebook automatically, it says at the top of the post, shared by Instagram. So that's telling the algorithm you're not actually using Facebook. So you're not using their platform, so they're not going to push you.
Welcome to Agent Success Podcast. If you're a real estate agent looking to succeed in today's crazy market, well, you're in the right place. Each week, we talk with successful real estate agents willing to share their expert insights, trade secrets, and mindset that help them to succeed. There's no fluff, just straight to the point content that prioritizes one thing above all, your success. So without further ado, let's cut to the chase. Welcome to another episode of Cut to the Chase with Tim Chase and 719 Lending, where we discuss everything dealing with succeeding in real estate. It's a tough game, and so we get tough people in here to tell us how that game is played. Today I have two wonderful real estate agents that are actually killing it. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Well, I am Danielle Smith. I am with the Compass team out of Woodland Park, Colorado. I've been in the business for about 3 years now, and I guess you could say I'm killing it.
Okay, right on, right on. And her co-pilot today?
Coleen, Helen, also with the Compass team, and Danielle Smith. And I've been in real estate over 7 years now.
7 years?
Yeah.
Wow, and you guys are both in Woodland Park?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Why do you live clear up in the mountains? Do you like driving down the pass in wintry, snowy conditions, or do you just like bad internet? Do you like well water? What is it?
Let's paint that picture, right? No.
Well, I'm blessed enough to live next to the National Forest, so I love hiking, and so I head out my back door with my dogs and we hike.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
okay.
and I just like the escape from the city. You know, you work in the city, you play in the city, and I can just go up to the mountains and escape it. Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes being up there, a little bit different elevation, but sometimes when you're up there, it does feel, I mean, you're only, 20 minutes away from Springs?
Yeah.
Something like that. But it feels like you're in a whole
different world.
Whole different world.
Absolutely.
You drive downtown to the donut factory. You get a 8-pound donut. What's that place called?
The Donut Mill.
You guys both know.
Right.
The Donut Mill.
And they have Bluebell ice cream now, so.
Yeah, they do.
That is probably my favorite ice cream.
Uh-huh.
Actually.
Yep.
Yeah. I had a small ice cream addiction for a while. So Bluebell, I just all of a sudden I gravitated towards it for some reason. So between that and a Donut Mill donut, I don't know what I would do.
Yeah.
So tell me really quickly what you focus on, or what I shouldn't say what you focus on. Where are you finding most of your time right now? Meaning listings, buyings, marketing. What is it you're finding between the two of you? Now, real quick, so we're clear though. Are you guys on a team or do you work individually?
We're a team.
You're a team. Okay.
Yes.
So you work together. You get a listing. You work together. Or buyers. Okay. So
correct.
Can you tell me where the majority of your focus is going right now?
I mean, I would say since transitioning, we just changed brokerages. We've been really focusing on marketing and kind of rebuilding our brand, because that's super important when you're in real estate is to have your brand.
Especially in a small town.
Yes. Yeah. Especially in a small town. Yeah.
Yeah. Also focusing on buyers because we have a little bit more inventory, still not great inventory up there, but more than we used to have.
Yeah.
But we're finding that's a little hard right now for sure.
Yeah.
It's a challenge.
So are you doing most of your business up in Woodland Park or most of your business down in Colorado Springs? Again, it's only 20 minutes away, but you have two completely different worlds when it comes to real estate.
Yeah. It is two completely different worlds. And I mean, I would say it's more in Woodland Park.
Yeah,
but
about
we do
a
stuff here too.
70-30 split, 70% in Teller County, 30% in Colorado Springs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So are you, and this will lead to how you're doing things, but are you guys getting mostly move-in buyers or move-out buyers, or are they people who are already living there just switching houses?
No, I would say move-in buyers.
Definitely move-in
from
buyers.
All over the country.
From the different states.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So now that's gonna lead me to a whole nother path. Is how the heck do you find somebody moving in, right? Because I mean, if you think about it, somebody's moving here from Arkansas or something like that. I don't know anybody in Arkansas, so I'm sure it's a great state. But let's say somebody was moving here. Do they find you? Do you find them? Is it the marketing that you have in Woodland Park that allows them to find you? Like, what is it that allows you to capture that?
Yeah, well, I have an Oklahoma, a Texan, and a Utah client right now.
My gosh, you hit everything except north. So
Right.
waiting for a Wyoming person.
Right.
To come
And all three, honestly, were referrals from other clients. So,
Oh,
yeah.
interesting.
My referral business is very good. So,
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So a past client referred you, and these are 3 different people from 3 different states.
Correct.
Okay. Interesting.
Correct. Yep.
Now take those 3 out of it. Okay. Where else? How else are people finding you, or are you finding them moving in?
I mean, we're really big on social media. We're
Okay.
trying to have a really big presence there and create our brand there. That way, you know, when someone is looking for someone in real estate in Colorado Springs or Woodland Park, that we are in that search feed.
Okay.
So
where are you finding most success? Like what, as far as like, is it a Facebook, a TikTok, an Instagram, a Snap? Where are you finding the most success in social media?
I would say Instagram is where I'm heavily focused.
Okay.
And I have had, you know, a couple referrals come to me and they see my Instagram after the fact and they love the information that I'm giving them.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So now this is going to lead to a couple other questions. Your age category of people coming to you from Instagram.
Yes.
What does that demographic look like?
I mean, obviously, you know, millennials.
Millennial?
Yeah. But I mean, I think it's super important to focus on that demographic because that's who we're seeing come in and buy the houses right now.
Yep.
So
Yeah. Now, what about paid ads versus just organic growth? Are you guys paying for any social media right now?
at the moment, it is all organic.
Oh, that's the beautiful thing.
It is. And
That's like repeat and referral business. You're like
Right.
that and organic social. It's
Yes.
That is like the dream that, you know, there's 5,000 agents at PPAR, right? That's our local board.
Yeah.
There's 5,000 agents there. And that is like, if I like, the one thing I could say is like, if I could get repeat referral business and if I could organically get stuff off of social media, that would be. So tell me, what are you guys doing on social media? Like what is it that people are gravitating towards? Are you doing goofy stuff, serious stuff, short form, long form? What is it that
Everything.
you're focusing on?
I was going to say, yes.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And how often are you posting?
I post daily,
Okay.
Yes.
sometimes more than once a day. I have,
Because
you
you are a
know,
millennial.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Right. Well, what I
We peel her
do,
away from her phone
Yeah.
and she does real estate. And then
it
goes
is,
back to
it is right here.
Since I'm the old one in the bunch, if I can get something out 4 times a week, I think I'm doing good.
You're crushing it. Let me just say she is crushing it.
That's still very good.
It is. And you know, I think you have to post consistently for sure, no matter how many times you are posting, because you want your followers to see you come back consistently. They want to expect something from you.
So what would you say to real estate agents that maybe start to post and then, you know, posting to me is like my YouTube videos. Sometimes I'll get like 3 views and I'm like, well, that was a tragedy.
Done.
And then other times you get like 600 and you're like, oh, look at me. I know what I'm doing.
Right.
So how would you tell an agent who's just getting into social media marketing, or maybe they've been doing it and they just suck at it or something like that? What would you tell them as far as engagement? Is it, if you have a terrible engagement, do you just keep posting? Do you change what you're posting?
So I would say keep posting, but change what you're doing.
Okay.
I try to have a balance between posting real estate stuff and real life stuff.
And
Because
is this on the same account?
yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Ooh,
Because
I
if you
like
have,
that.
here's the thing. Someone said this to me and this has made everything make sense. If you're trying to run a business Instagram and a personal Instagram, you're living 2 separate lives,
Oh,
which you shouldn't be doing.
this is true, because real estate
Right?
is your life.
It is. It
and
is.
And your life meshes into real estate. If you have, we had a lady in here a little while ago telling me that she had to, just because of life, she ended up taking a couple of her kids to a open house of showings, right? Because she's like, I didn't have anybody to watch them. This is part of my life, and my client
Right.
just understands that.
Yeah.
I literally had to do that. So
Yep.
that combination of life and real estate can be very important. Now, are you
Yeah.
doing the same thing as far as life and real estate?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
What's the ratio you guys are trying to do between when I say real life, like, you know?
About 50-50.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I don't think I really have a ratio. Like
No.
I use the
kinda whatever you feel like
scheduling
at the time.
post, right? So I schedule out all my real estate stuff so that I have a real estate post every day.
Okay.
But then I will also go, like, I'm a foodie, total foodie.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you go on my Instagram page, I have
She makes some
videos
good
of
stuff.
food. all
now,
day.
You're cooking this food or going to eat?
Cooking. I love
We've
cooking.
never even been invited. What the
Oh, all right, you're coming over.
Okay. Do I have to drive to Woodland Park?
Divide.
Oh my gosh. That's outside of my neighborhood. I feel uncomfortable.
Right. No, but I actually get better engagement on the food posts, because everybody loves food. Who doesn't love food?
And you're not selling them anything. You're like
Totally
you're
not.
making like salsa with whatever.
Yep.
As opposed to, let me show you this 5-bedroom house.
Exactly.
Like
And honestly, it is rare that I'm like, I just listed this house. Nobody cares.
That's a funny thing is I see a lot of agents do that, and I've always it confuses me a little bit, but I'm sure it helps them. But it's the constant like, add another closing, just listed the house, or it's just and to me, I always look at that and I say people want to tune in to WIFM. What's in it for me? Like, that's great that you did a house. What does that mean to me?
Yeah,
right.
Do I actually care?
Right.
And if you can tell me why I care, then that matters, right?
Yep.
If you're going to tell me something in real estate, I want to know how that's applicable to me. Like,
Yes.
that's great that you sold a 4-bedroom house in Fountain. Great.
Right.
We are
Right
really
on.
focused on giving information.
Yeah, that is our priority when
Yeah.
we post real estate stuff, is giving away free information.
Give me an example.
Well, like I just posted one that says, hey, here's how you prepare your home for a showing.
In 30 minutes.
Yeah. In 30 minutes. Yeah. Because you never know.
You don't have dogs. And
Maybe you do.
Yeah.
But
Maybe you do.
But the important things.
Here's the
If you have
important things
30
to hit.
minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
here's the important
Now,
things
tell
to
me
hit.
if this is wrong. I'm just going to guess here.
Yeah.
You have like an escape room where you throw everybody and throw all your crap in there and shut the door and lock it and say you
Yep.
can look at the whole house
Yeah.
except for this one room because
Pretty
it's got
accurate.
Yep.
9 squirrels and
Don't
kids in
open the closet door.
The whole family's in there.
there.
Yeah.
Piling and piling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys are focused when it comes to real estate, and this is what I think is huge. Is am I adding value? Right. That's
Absolutely.
That's massive.
Yep.
People, I feel like people get put off by that constant, just random, like, I'm in real estate. I like real estate. Look at me in real estate. Instead, it's like, hey, I'm at this house and there's a snake infestation. Here's what you do in this type of situation.
Yeah.
I feel like that's way more valuable to me.
Totally
as
is.
I don't practice real estate. I do
Yeah.
mortgages. So, but when I see you guys out doing real estate, I'm like, that's what I want to know.
Right.
Like in this situation, what do I do? Or
Right.
what is this? We're like the gods of acronym, right? Like in real estate. It's
Totally.
It's like,
Well, and our focus is to, like, the more you give away and people take, then they have a sense of obligation to you, but we didn't push anything on you. So, here's the information, and when you're ready, come to us.
So it's a give.
Yeah.
Give. Now, some real estate agents and realtors would be afraid of that because they're like, I can't give you this sacred information. You're just going to take it and go to another agent.
Okay, then you didn't try hard enough when you gave away the free information.
Love it.
Right.
Tell me
Yeah.
about you guys are in real estate. Tell me, since you post about family, tell me about your family. What's your family dynamics and how does that play into real estate?
Well, I have been married for almost 8 years.
Okay.
I have 2 kids. I have
What are their ages?
a almost 4-year-old,
Oh.
and my youngest is going to be 1 on Tuesday, the 4th of
And
July.
you still do real estate.
I still do real estate.
Holy cow.
Yeah. It is a lot.
This is why you post on how to get your house ready in 30 minutes.
Because I know.
She's the queen
Yes.
of getting ready in 30
Yes.
minutes.
Yeah, I really am. I really am. Yeah. So, I mean, I love having my kids up there in the mountains. I get to raise them where I grew up too.
Oh, you grew up in Woodland Park?
I did. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's really cool. And, getting outdoors and being with my family is super important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And Coleen, how about you?
Yeah, well, I was a born and raised Midwesterner, moved out here in 2000. Iowa farm girl, but been married to my husband now for, we've been together 20 years.
Oh, wow.
We're a blended family of 6 children,
You've
5
not
boys and a
killed him
girl.
after 20 years.
Right, yeah.
He's either a good man or you're a good woman.
He's a very good man,
And you're
a very
patient
good
with
man.
him.
Yeah, for the most part.
Gotta be.
I have a long fuse, but don't get me to the end of it.
Look, we're about 50% down this
Yeah.
fuse there, buddy.
Yeah, exactly.
Just telling
But-
you the last 50% goes fast.
Yeah, I'm an empty nester now. I have 5 grands, and so I have a lot more freedom definitely than Danielle does.
Sure.
Yeah. And I didn't start real estate until my kids were, my youngest was in college.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
What did you do before real estate?
Well, I worked for a insulated concrete form company, Green Block.
Interesting.
And I was a sales rep for them.
How long did you do that?
Like 7.5 years.
So you're used to sales.
Yes.
And now were these outbound sales, or like what was that sale?
My territory was like Canada and the East Coast. And the East Coast was really hard to get into, especially being a woman.
Oh, yeah.
But I...
This blonde-haired woman
Yep.
from Colorado calling
Right.
me. What's
right?
she doing?
But no,
Back to
I was
California.
second top in the company.
Nice.
Only-
Now, are these phone-based phone calls?
Yeah, a lot of it was phone based, and then we did some conferences and things like that.
Okay.
Yep. And before that, I was a time study engineer in Iowa at a sock manufacturing company.
Wow.
Yes, I set piece rates in the departments.
That's interesting.
Yes.
That's quite a
I followed in my
Right.
father's footsteps that way. He was time study engineer at White Farm Implement back in
Wow.
Iowa. So yeah.
Interesting. Now, when you say time study, what does that exactly mean? Is that efficiencies?
Yes, efficiencies.
Okay.
We set rates like how many toes you sew on the sock in an 8-hour period is how much you
awesome.
get paid.
Okay, let me tell you. Last night, I went to McDonald's last night, and I go to McDonald's. I've probably eaten McDonald's one time in the last 2 years, right? Like it's just like it's very, very, very rare. Well, last night it was a bribe with my 10-year-old. Okay, so we bribed hey, we're gonna go do this, this, and this. She's as independent young 10-year-old girls do. Just leave me home. He's like, no, you're going. Oh, come on. Yeah. Okay, look, we'll go through McDonald's and get an ice cream or something like that. Okay, so we get in the car. We're going through, and it has the double lines, right? We're going through and order chicken nuggets, which, by the way, tastes like candy, which was strange. But anyway, so it was like crispy candy. I was
Weird.
Don't ever get the chicken nuggets. They have plastics in them.
Oh, that's probably the best thing they have in them, right? Yeah. Even the barbecue sauce tasted weird. But anyway.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, you don't go there often. When we
No.
cook chicken at my house, it's organic, baked.
Right.
And we my wife puts it in these bags for half a day and does all kinds of weird stuff on it, right? So it's
Yep.
you're oh, gourmet chicken. You eat that and you're this is like a Hershey's bar. This is ridiculous.
Right?
Point being, this conversation came up last night. As the two lines merge, and this old lady in the SUV is trying to cut me off. I'm like, you're not getting in here, lady,
Yes.
And it's like McDonald's aggression line or something. I'm
Yes.
like, what is going on, right?
Right.
Yeah, but we get in there, and we're in line, and I'm a very patient man. And after 9 seconds, I'm like, this is taking forever, right? So maybe I'm not that patient.
Yeah.
Come on. I mean, know what you're
It is
doing.
called
Yeah.
fast food,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
And if you do fast food, you go through Chick-fil-A, they do two things. They say, my pleasure. And they get you out fast.
Yeah.
They're like,
Yeah.
bam, 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 bam. So then you get to efficiencies. Now, this is going to go into real estate, but let me tell you what happened last night. I'm watching these lines, and I'm like, how are they not measuring this? Like how long does it take from the time order goes in to order goes out? And then how are you not bonused on the efficiency
Right.
of time between the average drive-through? How McDonald's is a gazillion-dollar company. How is this not? I'm sure they have to measure
Oh, they have.
something.
They
to
do.
measure-
They have.
Okay,
Yeah.
then why does it take
I don't know.
14 minutes to get through a line, right? It baffles me. But then I get to the dude's on his phone. He's like,
Oh, exactly.
He's like $11. He's scrolling through. He's probably looking at your Instagram.
It's not.
Right.
It's not the system. It's the people.
Okay, yeah.
Well, when
It
you're
really
making
isn't the
$15 an hour to flip burgers, why would you move
Right.
fast?
Flipping. I think you put it in the microwave now.
See, exactly.
There's no flipping involved.
No, there was a movie, the starter of McDonald's, and they.
I saw it was on Netflix. I didn't watch it, but I saw
Yeah,
it.
and the efficiencies that they did and the time studies that they did on that. I mean, they have their systems.
Yeah.
So it's
this-
just, are you using it?
Right.
Or is it implemented or not? So, and I was kind of wondering that, and then the only McDonald's show I ever saw was Super Size Me.
Yep.
Okay.
And then
Great.
I didn't eat McDonald's
Forever.
for 10 years.
Yeah.
I was like, screw that, never gonna happen. And
Yeah.
when I was a
Right.
kid, I was like, okay, we can get an ice cream going.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I guess the point of me saying that is those efficiencies, has help? Does that play a role in how you guys run, like from the time you get a contract to this or to that? Do you measure that now? Do you look at that now, or do you just kind of wing it? Did you get sick of efficiencies and you said screw it?
You know, I had to stop wearing my watch for many years, and I still load my dishwasher for efficiency. It's sad.
I shower for efficiency.
It's very sad. And it drives me crazy when my husband doesn't follow the efficiencies. But it is what it is.
I love everything you're saying. Actually, kind of like no joke. I'll have
no, it's serious.
Like I have to have dry cleaning delivered, and I hang a tie around my shirt. I don't care. It's just I'm going to grab the next one in line. I don't really pay attention to what it is.
Right.
But I can't even take the time. Like all of my ties right now are basically black, white, or gray because it goes with all my shirts.
Yeah.
There you go.
Right.
Because it's just, again, efficiencies,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And as dumb as it sounds, I got to the point in a shower where I'm like, this is taking forever. My gosh. Why can't I walk in like a car wash? Just dump it on me and then shoot it on me, dry it off, have the clothes shoot on, and boom, I'm out the door, right?
Yep.
So all the stuff you're saying,
Yeah.
I think even if you stop wearing a watch and your husband doesn't load the dishwasher with efficiency, if you're in this industry,
Yes.
you get to the point, and especially with your background, where that efficiency matters.
It does. Systems are very important to me, and we
Absolutely.
have some great systems.
Yeah.
Who developed those? Did you pick them up from somebody else, or did you guys make them yourself?
Oh, we kind of, R&D'd it.
Yeah.
Rip off and duplicate.
Rip off and do better.
Oh, yeah, girl.
Wow, she's put a spin on that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rip off and do better. Nice.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Okay. So, so you being an empty nester and you having young children,
Littles.
Yes.
do you guys go out to? Do you guys have to juggle like, hey, who's showing the Smith family this house today? Well, my kid puked everywhere and has a dirty diaper, and you're like, well, my husband hasn't loaded the dishwasher. Right?
I mean, I think we have a really good balance, and we have the people that we work with, and if there's something does come up, we can know we can count on each other.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, we kind of do our own thing, but then we know we have backup.
Yeah.
And it's amazing and it's fantastic.
Definitely.
So is it just you two on the team?
Correct.
Yep.
Okay. So what do you think that a number one thing, if you were to tell other real estate agents, right? So you guys work together. A lot of people work solo or they work on a team as a buyer's agent or listing agent or something like that. If you could tell them one thing that is an absolute must, at least with how you run your business, an absolute must to succeed. Like if you took away that one thing, your business would just be in either utter chaos or total destruction. Like, what was that one thing you would tell a new agent or an agent that's struggling? Like, what do you do to win?
I would say time blocking.
Oh,
because
back to efficiencies.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Efficiencies.
Yeah,
if you don't have blocked time in your calendar, to make your phone calls, to go over your marketing packets, to follow up with the people that you've sent marketing to, you won't do it.
Interesting.
Because it's so easy in this industry when you don't have
busy.
A boss saying,
you
need
freedom.
to do this.
Right.
Yeah. When you don't have any accountability but yourself, your calendar becomes your accountability and you have to stick to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's okay if you don't get to it one day. I just move it over the next day. Because let's say somebody calls and hey, I got to go see this house.
Okay.
Well, it just kind of messed up your whole schedule, so just move it over. And
So that task, that reviewing your marketing for that hour has to be done. So you were like, I got to go show a house. That takes priority. I'm going to go show that house.
Yeah.
But
it's still going to be there. I'm not
Yes.
going to skip it just because it went over my timeline.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. So give me an idea of timeline. Do you split it up when you split up your days? Give me a couple blocks that you look at.
Well, I mean, like the first, the first hour and a half of every day, we have some form of marketing that we're working on, whether it be, another postcard we're going to send out or an expired listing packet we're going to send out or whatever marketing piece it is. Yeah. Every morning, that's where we start our day.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
And you're both in agreement on that?
Yeah. I'm much more efficient in the morning.
Okay. Yeah.
Don't talk to me after 6 o'clock.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So 6:30, you're
my friends know this to this day. All my friends know if they want to book something or ask me to go out, don't ask me after 6 o'clock. They have to ask me in the morning because I'll say no.
You want to eat dinner? Sure. 3:30 sounds good.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, perfect. Okay. Yep. So now, your social media, do you block that, or is that just
Yes.
natural? Oh, you do?
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. The scheduling for social media, and then
we block out probably an hour and schedule, as many posts as we can in that hour.
So do you guys make your content and then put it on like an auto?
Yes.
Send,
Yep.
is that
Schedule it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What software
Meta.
do you use?
Meta,
That's
like the Facebook Meta.
like
Business Suite.
You've drank the Zuckerberg Kool-Aid?
Do you know why?
I don't.
Because
he's a jiu-jitsu master now? Like
no,
surfs?
because
I don't know.
if you don't play his game, then the algorithm will suppress you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's an evil
If you
dictator.
use a third party to
Yeah.
schedule your content, they're not going to push it.
Really?
Yeah.
Nope.
Wow. So Meta, fill me in here, because I've always looked at like blasting out to other places is most efficient through like a third part, like just efficient
Yeah.
through a third party, and then it shoots out to 6 or 7 different social media,
Yeah.
LinkedIn and
Yeah.
Facebook and all that. So you're saying that Meta, as on your personal account, you can add scheduled posts.
Yes.
Yeah. And it'll only do Facebook and Instagram. So, the third party is good for LinkedIn or YouTube or wherever else you're going to post
Okay.
it.
Gotcha.
But really, the Facebook and Instagram, you've got to use Meta if you want it to be.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
And so are you posting the same thing on Facebook as you do on Instagram?
Yeah.
Okay. And you don't find that? I've heard in years past, people, oh, you got to do this for this and this, that. You
No.
find that is not, you're just basically hitting a different demographic maybe? Or
We're going to get into some serious algorithm stuff. So
okay, let's hear it.
if you're posting the same thing on Facebook and Instagram,
Yeah.
if you post it on Instagram and it shares to Facebook automatically,
Okay.
it says at the top of the post, shared by Instagram.
Oh.
So that's telling the algorithm you're not actually using Facebook. So you're not using their platform, so they're not going to push you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Same thing, vice versa,
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you want to, if you use Meta, it doesn't say that because it's the back end because Facebook bought Instagram.
Yeah, right.
So
For
if,
it was like $1 billion and then it
Yeah.
turned into $100 billion. company.
yeah,
Crazy.
right?
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
So if you're using that back end, it doesn't say that. So then the algorithm
Gotcha.
will pick it up correctly.
Now, do you log into Meta and then just you schedule it and then it shoots out to both that way? Right?
Correct.
So
Yep.
how long? Let's take a video as an example. How long of a video are you shooting? Like, what you mentioned one a little bit ago. Tell me how long a basic video is.
I mean, I try to keep it 60 seconds or less.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is all phone based, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is going to get into a little bit more detail. You can grab your phone, which, by the way, these have better cameras than. than
Yeah.
I mean, webcams. Webcam used to be like, well, this is like better. Webcam is so like not good.
No.
Like they're so terrible.
Right.
So you grab your phone, which has an amazing camera on it. You record yourself. Then you're gonna on your phone upload it to the Meta
Yeah.
platform, and then send it out.
Yep.
Right. And schedule that out. So you could do everything. An agent could do everything on their phone,
Yeah.
start to finish.
Yeah.
Say 15 minutes of like, I better think about what to say. Now I know what to say. Better shoot what to say, and send it out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Do you edit videos on your phone at all?
I do.
Yeah.
You do. So
Yeah.
that is your.
This is
that's
my
your-
lifeline.
Wow. Okay. That is your marketing.
It is.
World.
If
right
if I did not have this, I don't know how I'd run my business.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Are you guys in the videos together, or you do them individually?
Both.
Both, yeah. We do a lot of individual stuff and then a lot of stuff together, and it just keeps, the platforms flowing together. So they'll find her, they'll find me, they'll find both of us. It just works.
Okay, got you. I was going to ask you to tell me a mistake that people use with social marketing, but you already did with the blasting out,
Scheduling,
on a third
Yeah.
party. How far in advance do you usually schedule?
Couple
Oh.
weeks to a month.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was trying to do that, and then I felt very overwhelmed, which is why when we got
What,
in,
what do you mean? You
so trying to schedule out for a month.
okay.
And you can sit there and play in Canva for hours upon hours upon hours and build your posts out.
Yes.
But I'm like, I have other things to do.
Yeah.
Again, 2 kids, my life is crazy.
Yeah.
But if I spend an hour every week editing my
Right.
posts and then I schedule them out for a week, then I know every week, you know what, I'm good until next week.
And then Monday comes around or Sunday comes around or whatever day it is, you
Yep.
get in, you do
Yep.
some more. And,
Yeah.
Okay. Do you shoot them throughout the week?
I usually will try to do, like, if I'm doing reels, I'll batch the reels. So, have like 5 different changes of outfits and then,
Oh, yeah.
record, then I have them all. Then I can go back and edit them and schedule them out.
Yeah.
I'm good to go. Take one day, 1 hour.
Do you follow this?
Not as closely, no.
Okay.
No.
So it's not.
This is why I have her.
This is why we're a great team.
This is why we're a great team. Yeah.
So let's jump into a couple other things really quickly. First question that I would have is, and this is going to be each of you individually. Okay. So you're from
Here.
Woodland Park.
Yeah.
When did you move to Colorado?
2000.
Okay. So in the last 23 years. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have children at the house at the time?
Yes.
Okay. How many?
3.
Okay. So this question is going to be more for you, and then I got a different version for you.
Okay.
So when you moved to Colorado Springs, what was a lot of people have ideas when they move to Colorado. I mean, you see how many Texas plates and New Mexico plates, or not really New Mexico, like California plates and stuff like that. Drive through Florida plates. What was the biggest shock moving to Colorado Springs? Like what was different than you imagined it would be?
Well, I actually moved directly to Woodland Park.
Okay.
So I never did live in Colorado Springs.
Okay.
The
Moving
shock.
to Colorado then.
The shock.
I guess what was different than you imagined? What was
No mosquitoes. I was
No
shocked by
mosquitoes.
that.
I think we have a ton of. I got a mosquito bite just last night.
Yeah. Okay, so not compared to the Midwest where they lift you up and take you away.
Bring me back my
Right.
child.
Yes, exactly. Nothing. It was just overwhelmingly awesome.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
I couldn't imagine living anywhere else.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
like
I do
that.
miss my garden. I can't garden here.
Well, you're at a higher elevation as well.
Yeah, 9,200.
You're at 9,200.
Yeah, I live at
Oh
9,200.
my gosh! No, we had a gentleman down here the other day, and he said he was buying a house in Colorado Springs because his doctor said he needed to be at a lower elevation.
Yeah.
Oh, we hear that so
And-
much.
and,
Yes.
Well, I thought to myself, or I told him, right? I was like, well, most people in the world don't think 5,000 feet is lower in elevation. It's like,
Right.
It's like drop down to like 1,500 or something like
Yeah.
that. So when you're at
Yeah.
5,000 feet, where then it's like, but you get up to where you're at 9,200, right?
Yep.
So do you blame anything on lack of oxygen? Bad decisions?
Never.
No.
No.
That's a good one, though. I should use that.
Like, why'd you do that? Man, I'm a little lightheaded. Right?
I don't have oxygen
I am
here.
going to use that one on my husband.
That's his excuse for not unloading the dishwasher.
Yeah,
properly.
right.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm sorry, honey. I know you've taught me the efficiencies here, but I must have just forgot. Yeah. So, being that you're newer in real estate, so I'm going to spin that question just a little bit. So let's talk to brand new agents, people looking to get their license.
Yeah.
You came in, you worked on a team, you had some success. You guys are together as a team now. You're having success. What was the what was the biggest thing that was different than you imagined getting into real estate? Because we all have these crazy ideas when we get into this industry. So what was
Yes.
different?
Well, it is not everything HGTV has it cracked up to be. I decided I could go into real estate when I had COVID in 2020. And
Okay.
I said, man, I'm going to watch a TV show. I'm going to binge a TV show.
Yeah.
It was Selling Sunset.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Which I cannot watch any longer because I'm like, this is so fake. This
is
is so much work. This is so hard. Selling Sunset is a lie. So, I mean, it's definitely harder than I thought it was going to be.
Okay.
But I think surrounding yourself with people who know what they're doing, who have been in the industry a long time, finding a brokerage that's going to give you the resources that you need and guide you along in the first couple of years, I think that's invaluable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As opposed to lone wolfing it in the beginning. Right?
Yeah.
And it's
yeah.
not a part-time job.
No.
Real estate is not part-time.
Yeah.
It is when you start out, it's 50 to 60 hours a week for at least the first 3 years.
Interesting.
Continually.
Okay. I say interesting, not because it's shocking that you say it's interesting that every successful agent I talk to in here says exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
And it's funny that all the successful agents say that. Like
Yeah.
there is not a single one that doesn't tell me time block and work full 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
Right? Like you if you do that, and the weird thing is there's still like 3,000 or 4,000 agents out there that don't do that when that is the consistent message from every single.
I don't get it.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's completely crazy.
Yeah.
So getting into real estate, it's not HGTV,
No.
right? It's not at all. When you say it's
You
more,
don't show 3 houses and sell one.
Yeah.
you're like, okay,
Maybe
20 million.
Maybe once a year that happens.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
it's like, well, I don't really like the way the mountain reflects the sunlight into the front of my house, and
Can't fix it.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
mountain.
Yeah, yeah. You know, Pikes Peak, I was hoping to get it out of my front window,
Right.
not my side window.
You're gonna have to pay more
Oh,
for
and
that.
believe me, we hear that.
Really?
Yeah, we do.
If the house was just tilted this way.
Don't worry, I have a really good engineering team. What we're going to do is we're going to get an
Yeah.
earth mover and
up.
just move it sideways. You're thinking about 12 degrees? Because that's what I think
Yeah.
we'd probably move that. Because plumbing these days is flexible. We just
Yeah,
move
of
it.
course.
Yeah. Concrete. Yeah, totally.
Not so
totally.
much.
Yeah. So, talking about new real estate agents, when you say you have to get in, especially working hard in the beginning, right? What is it in the beginning? Like, what does a new real estate agent need to do right now in the beginning to win?
I would say 1, find a good brokerage. 2, network with lenders, network with title companies, network with other realtors as much as you think
Yep.
they're your competition. You really need to get to know them.
Okay.
Because you'll have to do a deal with them.
You'll
eventually.
do a deal with them. You may as
Yeah.
well be friends.
Exactly. And then 3rd, I would say build your brand. You have
Okay.
to be recognizable and identifiable. And if you can't build your own brand of yourself, then no one will ever find you.
So, anything you want to add to that?
Just consistency in that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stay
so,
consistent.
So, getting out and knowing. I'm not going to say the competition. Knowing the industry folks that are
Know
there.
your market.
Know your market. How do you get to know your market?
Well, every day we get a list of new listings on the market. We often just sit down and just do price ranges in counties, see how many have sold, see what's out there, what is pending, so that we have a little bit when somebody comes in and especially sellers. Education is so important right now because we don't put something on the market and it sells right now. The average is about 45 going on 60 days, which puts us back to almost a normal market.
Yeah, close. I think it's still
Close.
seller market, but it's
Yeah.
close.
It still is a seller's market, but buyers are a lot more, hesitant right now too.
Yeah.
We have to tell them, this house at 500 today, next year will be 515.
Right, because it is going.
So
it's still going up 3%,
Right.
4%, 5%,
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Exactly.
Right.
So buy today, and then when the mortgage rates go down, refinance.
Yeah.
But you're going to just pay more next year if you wait.
Yeah.
So, education, huge.
Yeah, it totally is. I actually am working on my stats, because I post a monthly edit.
Yeah.
And I say, here's what the stats are last year versus this year. And May of last year June of last year versus June of this year, prices are up about 14,000 average.
Yep.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
We pulled that up about a month ago. We looked year over year, month over month, and when we were doing that, we were looking, and many months fell this last year. Right, like August was bad, September was bad, October was bad. But then if you look at the last 3 months, it's actually prices have improved
Yes.
the last 3 months in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is it's interesting because I think media, and this is where when you say educate yourself, right? And I think a lot of real estate agents, they do the same thing the media does. They're like, what is the hypiest, biggest number? Well, it's crashed by this much, and you hear crazy stuff. Whereas opposed to looking at it and saying, okay, look, maybe this is down, but this is up. Let's average these out. Let's look and see where we're actually at today.
Right.
How does this impact me as a home buyer? Let me ask you this: what is the biggest? If a home buyer, what do you think a common, maybe not the biggest, but the most common, not complaint, but objection or hesitation would be for a buyer? Do you think it's the interest rates? You'd mentioned interest rates a minute ago.
I think that's the biggest hurdle right now is the interest rates.
And because of the media,
Okay.
everyone's,
And what are they seeing in the media?
they're waiting for the crash.
Yeah, and they see the national average, and
Yeah.
we have
Right.
to educate people. We're not a national average here.
Yeah.
We're surrounded by 5 military bases. We're surrounded by national forests. We're close to ski resorts.
Yeah.
We have the gold mine,
Yeah.
and we don't do what the national average does.
Right.
Yeah.
Even in the big downturn in 08 and 09,
Yeah.
we still, property prices still increased 1 to 2%.
Yeah.
We didn't.
You
fall
didn't have
down
that,
in
right?
that hole.
It's
And we probably won't.
And we
Yeah.
probably won't.
And so you don't have a crystal ball to say for sure, though.
Of course
No.
not.
You don't. Oh, I thought you were professional. Jeez.
We believe in God.
I'm a realtor, not a witch. I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
So yeah, I would say interest rates, and I would also say that they're just misinformed, really, and so they are expecting a crash. They're expecting interest rates to come back down to that, 2-3%.
Yeah.
Which may never happen again.
There's the word. Take the word "may" out of there, and it's at least in your lifetime, right? The likelihood of that is extremely slim. The reason that we went to that was to try to avoid a massive collapse economically, and that was the only reason.
My first home purchase in 1989 was 13%.
Did you feel like you were getting an okay deal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thought I got a great deal.
Yeah. 13.
And that's what people need to realize
Yes.
is like 7 is great.
Colleen's like,
great.
hey, I know this guy at the bank. He's giving us
It is
13%.
It's actually a 30-year average.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did some stats on that. We're at a 30-year average.
You know, since 1991, the state of Colorado has the second highest property appreciation through the whole country.
And I believe it.
Which people say, should I buy a house? Well,
Yeah.
probably.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's some situations I would say that very rare, but some situations where I would say think it through. Like if you're like one thing that brings up from time to time is like, well, I'm getting PCS'd in 8 months or something.
You know
like
what that would make? A great rental.
Yeah, well, exactly. Well, but that's the thing is like, do you want to be a landlord? If
Right.
so, let's get on this
Yeah.
because this is a awesome rental market as well, right?
Definitely is.
I don't know how other military bases stack up to be a rental market, but this one's completely awesome. So this is going to be an interesting question, maybe a strange question for you. And so I just want you to tell me your thoughts on just what right comes to your head. If you could be a loan officer for 1 week, what would you do different than what?
Communication.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Communicate with your buyer and seller's agent, both agents.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What does communication look like in that?
Just as things progress with the loan, and if there's a hiccup, and to be just totally honest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I think they try to cover up things. I'm going through it right now.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
had no communication with the buyer's
Yeah.
agent, and we've had to reschedule closing now 3 times.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and no communication, and it's just frustrating.
Why do you think a loan officer would have no communication?
I mean, like you said, maybe they really did
Scared.
make a big mistake and they're like,
Okay.
I don't want them to know this because I want them to use me again.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
But
Yeah.
that's
could see
exactly
that.
how he would not use them again.
I would say that there's a couple of reasons why, as a loan officer myself, right?
Yeah.
I would say number 1 is we made a mistake. Number 2 is we don't want to freak you out. And number 3 is you might freak out. And if you freak out,
Then the
because
buyer's freaking out.
have you guys ever, between the two of you, have ever dealt with a real estate agent that maybe is a loose cannon?
Oh, no, never.
Maybe one or two.
And did that real estate agent, did you decide to maybe not communicate everything with them because every time you said something they just made it worse?
No, I guess I'm just brutally out there.
Yeah.
And like I tell all my clients when I first meet them, you might not like what I have to say, but I'm always going to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
And I just think
Shower
that's the
before you get in
only-
my car because
only way that's the only way I can operate.
my
I'm just
gosh.
really bad liar too. I have no poker face.
Right.
Like you're gonna know if I try to lie.
yeah, I can see honesty right now.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of like here's Colleen's honesty. My husband cannot load a dishwasher in an efficient manner.
He's seen me do it now for 5 years on the new dishwasher.
Look, and I've mapped this out, right? And I've measured, I've mapped. I took the dimensions of our pots, our pans. I know how to load this thing.
By
Why
the
do you
time
not?
my
Yeah.
tea kettle boils, I can have the dishwasher unloaded.
I can't.
But you can get a house ready for a showing in 30 minutes.
Sure can.
So you all have your different skill sets,
Yeah.
right?
And that's why we work together.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Is there anything else you'd like to add for real estate agents? Like any sort of message you'd like to throw out there?
Steady the course.
Yeah.
Don't give up.
Yeah.
It's harder than you think.
It is
It's
harder than you think.
It is.
Yeah.
But it's worth it.
It is. Yeah.
And work
blessed to be
8
here.
hours a day. Align yourself with a team that can help you grow. This is just me speaking here now, but when you first get into it, don't chase the commission or the commission split.
So true.
Yes.
Go after the education, the learning,
Absolutely.
and how to build, and understand that you can build. This can be a career or it can be a job,
Yep.
right? And the job is, Chick-fil-A is a job,
Right.
King Soopers is a job, Starbucks is a job. A career is I'm going to be here.
For the people,
Yeah.
for your clients.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and being able to deliver that. It's interesting. I like that you said that you guys said we're going to give this information out. We're going to educate people for free, and hopefully they use us. They see that value in it.
Yeah.
Right. And there's that old saying, "Don't be a secret agent," but you also don't have some secret formula. So educate.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys very much for being here. It was a lot of fun.
You
got your carrot juice.
I got my carrot juice.
What did you get?
I don't remember.
I got the same thing. It's called something. I don't know. Oh, Survive and Thrive. That's what it is. Survive and Thrive.
There you go.
I mean, I'm surviving, you're thriving, and you're glowing. Look at you're glowing. You're glowing. All right, guys. Thank you very much.
Having us.
Yes, absolutely. Remember, give us a quick call if you have any questions in real estate or mortgage financing. We'll talk to you next week. That wraps up another episode of Agent Success Podcast. Remember, you can find new episodes each week at agentsuccesspodcast.com. We hope you found the insights and best practices shared today truly valuable. And if you did, please subscribe, rate, and leave a review on your favorite podcast platform. Remember, your success is a journey of learning and improvement. So let's keep hustling, thriving, and learning. Until next week, this is Tim Chase.